Find your mat or your space or wherever you're going to be today, your yoga class, your yoga. And let's start by just gathering ourselves back into one place. So our yoga is to yoke, to bring mind, body, spirit, all the different bits of you all back in together. Strong, grounded, centered, powerful. When we are scattered and all over the place, that's when things just don't go so well. So that lovely grounding practice of bringing yourself back is yoga. So let's take the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Starting to bring your energies inwards and push everything else away. Sometimes if there's something that's particularly intruding on your thoughts and you know that you're carrying something around with you, just close your eyes, wrap it up. Put it outside the door, put it outside the front door, put it down the road if you need to. It will still be there when you've finished. And then you can pick it back up with renewed vigor and enthusiasm. So crown of the head up, lovely length in the neck. And let's just do a little bit of a gentle head roll, head side to side. Use your connection with yourself to feel where you might need to do a little bit of stretching. Try to leave your shoulders alone. Try to keep them out of it. And then find all those little sore bits, stiff bits, numb bits. Once you're very observant, sometimes you can feel that particular muscles have just switched off. Incredibly important to try and get them to switch back on, because otherwise everything else compensates. We're just doing a very intuitive head and neck warm up today. Lovely. We're now lifting up again. And we're going to give a little bit of attention to the pelvic floor. So we want to lift the pelvic floor, squeeze all those muscles, a nice hammock of muscles down there. And so like going up in an elevator, just gently gathering the muscles in, squeezing, lifting. Still breathing, keep going, and then release. Last time, we're just switching on and being aware, so that when we are in an asana, lifting, lifting, lifting now, squeezing and release. We can very quickly remember that sensation and go back into lifting the pelvic floor. Take your right hand to your left knee and your left hand behind you, lifting up and twisting around. Taking your head round, so a little bit of a stretch here in the neck, opening the shoulder up, taking that movement right down into the lower back. Arms are engaged, shoulders are soft if you can, and looking around behind you. Release, coming back to center, straight over to the other side. So now left hand on your right knee, lifting up and then twisting around. Right hand helps. Being on the floor and helping you twist to open. And coming back to center, taking the legs wide. Point your toes, lift your toes up to the ceiling and then back towards your face and point your toes. Waking up the whole of each leg there and then bring your toes back so they're pointing towards you, stretching now, maybe lifting your heels off the floor, feeling that in your calves, still sitting up nice and tall so you can feel your sit bones on the floor, and point your toes again and then come back up to neutral. So it's a bit funny in this position because feet are so far away from each other, but I want you to try and do some circles with the feet, with the toes. So sending your toes around. Directions. So they both go in, they both come back towards you, they go out, they go away. You see your toes that are doing all the movement here. Try not to allow your lower back to round. That's a nice length in the front of the body. And then change the direction. So hopefully you'll feel that in your ankles. There we go, nice big circles. And your calves and shins and thighs perhaps. And let's stop. Give the legs a little bit of a shake. Take a side bend here. So right arm down, right leg. And left arm comes up. Just up towards the ceiling. Don't go over yet. Don't go over at all, perhaps. So right arm along your right leg. Left arm, left. Now reach up with those fingers. Hips both aligned, sit bones both on the floor. Just feeling into that left hip. Relaxing your right leg. Relax your jaw, relax your face, and start to take some nice, slow in through your nostrils and out through your mouth. Inhaling and exhaling. One more nice, long, slow, steady breath. And we're going to lift up, slowly coming out. Straight over to the other side. So left arm sliding down the left leg. So try not to lean forwards, try not to lean backwards. Generally, nobody leans backwards, everybody leans forward. So let's try and keep central and then lifting that right arm up. So not a huge movement really, but just quite around the hip. So we're squeezing into the left side. Noticing what's going on in the right side, the right hip. Lifting up nice and tall. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And as you exhale, letting go, softening the muscles, staying here in this position, holding, relaxing into your pelvis. Inhale again, lift your pelvic floor. As you exhale, release. One last inhale and exhale here. And we're going to lift to come out. A little bit of a lift there. And coming back to center. Let's take a lean forward. Moving into stretching into the thighs, into the inner thighs. So right hand down your right leg, left hand down your left leg. And sending your chin forward. So we're not rounding the back here. We've got a little bit of a flat back. We want to try and isolate those muscles in the backs of the thighs, in the inner thigh. Down into the knee, the calf. Getting comfortable here. Finding the point at which you can breathe easily. You don't feel like holding your breath. And yet you can still feel that you are challenging those muscles, waking them up and stretching them. Come to where works for you. And then gently coming back up. So strength coming all the way up, raising your arms up towards the ceiling. And turning over to face your right leg. So we're just twisting the torso. Use that left hip to give yourself that control. And then both arms will come down towards your foot. And exhale if you can. Bit unfair as I didn't tell you about the inhale bit. Try and keep both sit bones on the mat. Inhaling to come up. Turn to face the left leg. Exhaling to fold. Taking the arms down towards your foot. Inhaling to come up. And turning, exhaling to fold. Right leg. Inhale to come back up. Turn to face your left leg. Last time. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up. Taking your arms out to the side. Staying here in this nice wide leg position. We're going to turn to face, take the right hand forward, left hand comes back. Inhale, open, exhale, turn. Inhale, open, exhale, turn. Inhale, open, come back to center. Bring your feet into Baddha Konasana. Oh, there you go. Get to relax those muscles that have been stretching, but still keeping some of them switched on. So knees are coming out to the sides, feet coming in towards your body. Breathing deeply throughout, and then using your hands to gently pull yourself forward, to just feel where that pressure is, feel where the muscles are saying, that'll do, thank you very much. Pushing into them, easing off. Very slowly, gently, using your breath. Exhaling to come forward, inhaling to come back. Not a big movement, but just feel the muscles stretch and release. One more. Coming forward, coming back up. Well done. So just come into an easy cross-leg position, or whatever position is good for you. Just for a moment here, close your eyes. Think about taking the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Hands on your knees or in your lap. And you can use a mudra here. You can just touch your index finger, the tip of your index finger to the tip of your thumb, making a circle on your right hand and your left hand. The other three fingers just straight and relaxed. Take the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth, just behind your teeth. Gently pressing, very gently. Taking a breath in. And as you breathe out, breathing out around the obstruction of your tongue, just touching the roof of your mouth. Breathing out through your mouth. Inhaling and exhaling. Slow exhale. Bring to mind your intention for yourself, for now, for later, for your life. What do you need more of? What do you need to let go of? Set your sankalpa, your And then we'll be starting to move, so gently opening our eyes and bringing yourself to tabletop position. So we are going to warm up the spine. So anytime that we do some big work and give ourselves achy back, a very lovely one to come into is obviously cat and cow, or maybe not obvious, but this. So we're going to take the belly just gently down to the mat. Now, if you've done a lot and your back is sore, then just go very gently. Curling around now, taking your mid back up towards the ceiling, bringing your hips forward, and then uncurling. So marry the movement with the breath. Now we're going to exhale as we take the belly up towards the ceiling, and then inhale as we drop the belly down, opening up the chest, inhaling through your nostrils, exhaling through your mouth. If you don't have a sore back, make this movement as deep as you can. As you start to warm up, you might find that you have a little more movement. You might find that as you marry the breath with the movement, you can hold, you can add a pause. To add a pause at the end on your full breath and on your empty breath. Holding in cat and holding in cow. So the whole movement is 4 parts. Moving into cow, holding in cow, enjoying that sensation of the stretch in the front of the body, the throat, the neck, and then uncurling, coming into your cat, and then holding in cat, sending the mid back up, squeezing the hips forward, taking your chin tightly into your chest, into your throat, and then uncurling. Moving with the breath. And then make this your last round. So make this as slow and as deep as you possibly can, being guided by what your body needs from you today. And bringing yourself into a lovely neutral spine, flattish back, head, back, hips in line, and then we're going to push forward. So use your hips, bringing your hips down towards the mat. They don't come anywhere near the mat really, but we're just pressing into the wrists here, and then coming back. With your arms and resist with your thighs and your calves. And then pushing forward, resist with your arms and wrists, pushing forward with your thighs. Does that make sense? So we're pushing back with the wrists now, but don't make it easy. Put lots of pressure into your thighs here, not allowing the movement to happen, but then it slowly happens. If this starts to compromise your knees and the tops of your knees, ease off a little. Don't be quite so strong in the legs. One more time, pushing forward, waking up those wrists. We really need those wrists to be strong. We need them to last for us. And then coming back, let's take the forearms down to the mat and send the big toes towards each other. So joining your big toes together and then pushing your hips all the way down, leaving your arms out in front of you, coming into Balasana. Stretch out your hands, fingertips, all away from each other. Palms of the hands flat to the floor, to the mat. Forearms on the mat. And then pressing your underarms down towards the mat. Feeling some tension perhaps across the shoulders. The more muscly you are in your shoulders, the more tension you are likely to feel there. And just relaxing here. Notice the sensation in the tips of your fingers. What can you feel? Noticing the sensation across your upper back and under your arms. And then gently lifting your head, looking forward. So look forward to your hands. We're going to slide into puppy dog here. So we're sliding the arms forward. We're trying to keep the arms as close to the mat or on the mat, as close to the mat as we can, or keep them on the mat. There wasn't any way of resolving that sentence properly. And then lifting up your hips, keeping your torso and your thighs as close together as possible. So just sort of sliding the chest forward. Bring your chest forward, keeping your bottom up in the air. So your thighs will come away from your torso. Torso will come away from your thighs. We've got the chest forward, flat floor. Arms are forward. Hips high. And your lower legs out behind you. And then sliding all the way forward or lifting forward and sending your feet back. On your back. So a nice Sphinx position here. Forearms are flat to the floor, hands are palms down onto the floor. Relax your feet, relax your hips, and let your hips rock from side to side. Just limbering up the lower back. And then let's come into our proper Sphinx here. So setting up the feet first, bring your feet towards each other, tops of the feet flat to the floor, and lift your chest, gaze forward. Draw your shoulder blades towards each other as they also move down your back. And then we're pulling the elbows back. Lots of engagement in your upper arms. If I was to come along now and just gently press into your upper arm and be absolutely solid, strong, all the muscles engaged. You're pulling your chest forward, lengthening through the front of your body. Lots of pressure in the lower back. Actually, that's rubbish. Pressure in the mid back. We get there in the end. And release. Bring yourself into a lovely makara, relaxing down, forehead resting on your forearms. Deep, slow, steady breath here. Allow your feet to drop out to the sides. Any thoughts that start arriving, just give them no room by focusing on different parts of your body. Keep your brain busy, focusing on how you are feeling in this moment, in this space, right now. Breathing right down into the sides of your body, into your belly. And looking up, taking the arms out. We're going to start moving again now. That was a lovely little rest, wasn't it? So we are going to come into Shalabhasana. So we're going to lift the arms off, draw your shoulders back, lift the legs off. No messing about there. No doing half by half. Arms are off, legs are off. Squeeze your glutes. Lift your chest away from the floor. And remember to breathe. If you can also engage your pelvic floor here rather than pushing, that would be much, much better. Gazes forward, lift those arms. Have you got a little bit more height in the arms? Can you make those shoulders work a little harder? Squeeze those glutes, lift your legs a little higher. 5, don't hold your breath. 3, you've got this. And 1, coming back to Makara. Opposite arm on top. Relax. Relax your ankles, relax your legs. Take a deep breath. We're doing some lovely, lovely stretches along the front of the body. Waking up all the muscles in the back, making them work quite hard. And then looking forward, bringing the hands flat to the floor beside your chest, tops of the feet pressing down, and then starting this movement from your legs. So pressing the toes into the mat, pressing the tops of your feet into your mat, engaging your calves, your thighs, your glutes, the muscles in your lower back starting to contract, mid back, upper back, and then drawing the back of your head towards your feet. So we're engaging the whole of the back, the posterior chain, while we allow the front to stretch and open. So nice open chest here. And then pressing your hands down into the mat, bringing yourself up into a little bit more height, a little bit more stretch, switching off those muscles in the back now. Everything's in the arms. Breathe. And straightening your arms if that's appropriate for you, for your body. Keeping your shoulders low and away from your ears. Breathing into your glutes. And we will slowly be lowering, lowering, very gently. Really using those arms now, nice and strong in your arms. Bringing yourself all the way down. Tucking your toes under. And we're going to come up into a plank. So lifting your head first, pressing arms, coming up to knees, and then lifting your knees off. So nice strong plank. And we're going to push back. So let's push the ankles back. Toes are nicely engaged, flat to the floor. Stretching out calves. Lift your thighs. Engage. Squeeze into your glutes. Now, something we haven't done for a while, we're going to come into a side plank. Side plank high, or if you prefer to come into side plank low, take your forearm down to the mat on the right side. So we're going onto the right first, so right arm engaged, bringing the left arm up and over. Remember that if you take your feet further away from each other, instead of having them stacked, you have more balance. If you want more challenge, they're on top of each other. You need to listen to your body and make sure that you're doing either the high plank or the low plank, depending on what you need. And if this is also too much, then you bring the knees down and try to make sure that you are stretching into the right side. So left hip stays up. And let's come over to the other side. So left hand comes down, right arm comes up. For those of you who wish to add on, you can raise top leg, coming into a starfish. The challenge here is for you to really tap into what works for you. and to choose the version that is right for you for today. Bringing your right hand back down, taking your hips up, bringing yourself into downward facing dog. Yes, I know this is a lot on shoulders after we've just been in Vashisthasana, but Ardha Mukha Svanasana is a wonderful, wonderful inversion. So we're allowing the head, neck to be completely at rest here. Relax your cheeks. Notice the sensation in the space between your eyes and your eyebrows. The heaviness, the softness. Keeping your eyes closed. Noticing if you can let go of any tension in your cheeks, in your mouth, in the back of your neck. Sending your hips up towards the ceiling. Your heels moving down towards the mat. You've got that lovely long length all the way through the backs of your legs. Pushing the floor away with your hands. So taking your attention to the palms of your hands, pressing your hands into the floor, your fingers into the floor, pushing so that you lift your hips a little further away. Lots of lovely space for your head. So your shoulders are broad. If your arms are touching your ears, maybe you need to adjust to make a little more space. Gentle engagement of your belly button up towards your spine. And then look forward. Come up onto your tiptoes, as high as you can. Tiptoes. And then taking your knees down towards the mat, coming into a hover. So we're just hanging here. Don't touch the floor with your knees. Lift your pelvic floor. Breathe. Knees come down. Take your knees lovely and wide. So almost to the edge of your mat. Big toes together. Send yourself back. So your hips come to your heels. And then stretch forward, coming into rest. Well done. Brilliantly done. Wonderful. Listening to your body and doing what works for you. We can't all be the same every time we meet. We'll all have different things going on. And learning to listen to the body helps bring it into harmony and balance much quicker. The more you practice, the more you'll be in tune with your own body, more able to keep it strong, flexible, and powerful. We're going to come up again into another tabletop position. So bringing yourself up, bring your knees under your hips, hands under your shoulders. Make sure that you are aligned. So shoulders lifted, take that mid back up towards the ceiling. So feel like a slight doming of the back. And then come into neutral. Allow yourself to sink the belly, to cave a little, let go of any strength there in the torso, just hang on your knees and your hands, your hips and your shoulders, and then come back to neutral, engaged, switched on, everything working. We're going to come into gun dog, so make sure that your left arm is feeling strong. Your right arm is going to float out in front of you, and as is your left leg. So right arm reaching forward, left leg reaching back, trying not to lift that left hip, trying to keep your shoulders in line and your hips in line. And then coming back, take a moment here. And left arm and right leg. You might find you've got one side much easier than the other. Or you might find they're exactly the same. Coming back, take a rest for a moment. Feeling that change of pressure, change of alignment. And then here we go again. Right arm and left leg. Shoulders in line, hips in line. Reaching as long as you can. And then coming back. Take a moment to settle. And then let's go left arm and right leg. And coming back. Well done. Taking your feet, cross your legs, send yourself back. Coming into easy cross-legged pose, Sukhasana. And then extend your feet forward. So extending forward, we're going to come into Paschimottanasana. We're going to give Paschimottanasana a little bit of time today. It's wonderful for issues with the lower back. Great for digestion. And it's also very calming. It's a very calming posture along with Balasana. If you are trying to get to sleep, this is a good one to do beforehand. So up tall, sit bones dropping down into the ground, nice and strong. I'm going to inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Stay here now, breathing in and out as you need. So we're just folded forward into an any old how Paschimottanasana. So we're going to tidy it up a little bit, make it a bit more intentional. Lengthen through the backs of your legs. So maybe creep your heels forwards. Give yourself as much space as you can in the back of each leg. And then looking forward, just above your toes. The drishti point, soft, unfocused gaze. Just above your toes, your big toes. So now on an inhale, we leave the arms down. We lift the chest. On an exhale, sending your chin forwards. So we stay long in the front of the body. Inhale, coming away from the legs with the torso. Exhale, taking your belly back down towards your thighs. Inhale, relaxing the muscles in the backs of your legs. Exhale, lengthening, folding forward. Inhale, coming away from your thighs. Exhale, laying your torso back down towards your thighs. Make this now a small movement. Close your eyes. With every in-breath, lifting, making space. With every out-breath, a fold forward.
Make this next one your last one. Gently drawing yourself all the way back up. Coming back down to lying on your back. Back down, we haven't done that yet. So coming down to lying on your back, bringing your knees into your chest. So we've still got that torso-knee connection. It's still the same movement. We've straightened our legs now. We'll just be in an upside down Paschimottanasana. See? Same thing. So we're still stretching to the back and curling up in the front, just a gentle rock from side to side. We're going to counterpose now with a lovely bridge. So taking your feet flat to the floor, take your hands down so that your hands are by your heels, arms are just beside you. And just allow the lower back to settle just for a moment. Take a deep breath in, send it to your lower back. Allow everything to soften through your pelvis. And then we're going to push into the floor with the feet. So lifting your hips off, just lower back on the floor. All that comes off is your bottom, really. So lift your bum off the floor. Keep your lower back pressed into the mat. And then release. Come down to lying on the floor again, and then we're going to lift. So lifting, just taking the hips off gently, feeling that engagement in your thighs. So nice strong thighs here. Curling the hips up and then slowly lifting. Very, very slowly taking your hips up towards the ceiling. Your mid back coming off the mat. Maybe even some of your upper back is coming off the mat as you roll your shoulders under, if that's appropriate for you. Adjust the distance of your feet if you need to. Maybe bring them closer together. Maybe bring them closer to your fingertips. And we're pushing into the floor. So think about the soles of your feet here, pressing into the floor, lifting your hips up, back of the neck. Nice length and extension there, chin into your chest. Big lift. If you want to, you can bring your hands underneath your hips, helping to lift you a little higher perhaps. You've got that lovely length in the front of the body. Counterpose. Now bring your tiptoes into action, into your toes, lifting your hips even a little further. If you'd like to, you can bring your hands together onto your back, interlace your fingers, bring the palms of your hands together. Bring your heels back down to the ground. Release your hands, release your shoulders. And then we start that gradual process of bringing the back down to the mat. So nice and slow. Gentle vertebra by vertebra back down to the mat. Last to come down will be your hips. So keeping engagement in the belly. And then allowing your hips to settle, bring them down. Completely flat. Keeping your knees bent. Just allow yourself to settle. And relax. Going to come into a side twist. So bring your feet closer together, maybe ankles are touching. It's up to you how close you have your heels to your hips. Taking the arms out into a T and then taking your knees over to the left. Keeping your shoulders on the mat, both shoulders firmly on the mat. Taking your gaze over to the right. I've got a little time to have a bit of a play with this one today. So if you would like to, you can extend one leg or both legs. You could maybe try to find your big toe of your right leg with your left hand by moving your leg, not your arm. Or maybe you found that actually pushing your feet further down away from you gives you a much nicer twist, a more comfortable twist in your spine. Think about your neck here, bringing your right ear down towards the mat. And remember to breathe. Releasing your head. Head comes back to center. Bend your knees. Bring them back. Overhead, overhead, over your chest, over your torso, and over to the other side. Not quite overhead. And then whatever you did on that side, do on this side. Remembering to bring that left ear now down towards the carpet, the mat, the floor, whatever it is you have underneath you. Closing your eyes, enjoying that lovely stretch. Feeding the spine, feeding the ribs, feeding the hips. Lubricating your brain. Coming back to center with the head, back to center with your knees. Give yourself a hug. Bring your knees into your chest, squeezing your knees, thighs firmly in. Lots of tension in your arms here. But try to relax your shoulders if you can. And now releasing, taking your feet up towards the ceiling. So legs are up towards the ceiling. Feet flat. So if you were standing on the floor, this is how your feet would be. Not pointing your toes and not dipping your toes either. Just keeping your feet up here. And we're going to keep the right leg where it is and slowly lower the left leg. Good time to pay a little attention to that pelvic floor. Don't hold your breath. Nice big inhalations through your nostrils here. All the way down towards the floor. A little bit of a hover and then up. Lots of work in the lower back here. In the core, bring it all the way level. And then the right leg starts its slow descent down towards the floor. Remembering to breathe, remembering to relax your neck and your shoulders. Remembering to engage your pelvic floor as much as you can. So much to remember. And a little hover and then gently back.
and slow. Almost there. Well done. Bend your knees. Bring the knees and thighs in for a hug. Wrap your arms around. A little bit of a rock from side to side. And release. Bring yourself into your Shavasana if you're ready. If you need a little stretch of anything, go ahead and have a stretch. Otherwise, coming into Shavasana, taking your legs down to the mat, a little space between your legs, taking your arms out so you have a little space between your arms and your body, lengthening through your neck, lifting your shoulders and putting them back down again, stretching each leg out so you've got as much length as possible into your legs, and the same with your arms, reaching out and then laying your arm back down, right and left, closing your eyes, softening through your face, relaxing, completely letting go. Sliding straight into deep relaxation, knowing that you're completely supported, that you're here right now to bring your mind, body, spirit back into harmony, into being yoked, joined, being completely aware of each breath as it comes in and as it leaves. Breathing deeply and slowly and carefully. In through your nostrils, out through your nostrils or your mouth, but slowing down the out breath. Count if you need to, otherwise just feeling that the out breath is longer. Both are slow and deep. Take that breath right down your legs, into your toes, into the soles of your feet. Down your arms, into your fingertips, your palms. Take that breath down your spine. Take that breath up into the crown of your head. Breathing fully and deeply with each breath. Allowing yourself to completely relax and let go. Relax your feet. Relax your ankles. Relax your lower legs. Relax your knees. Relax your thighs. Relax your hips. Relax your belly. Relax your chest. Be completely at ease as you relax your hands. Relax your forearms. Relax your upper arms. Relax your shoulders. Relax your chest and relax your throat. Relax the whole of your face and the back of your head, the whole of your scalp. Feel that your whole body is completely at ease. Inhaling deeply, taking in light and warmth. Exhaling fully, letting go of everything that you need to let go of, letting it float away. Inhaling, filling up with light and warmth and energy and possibilities and opportunities and all good things that are coming your way. And as you breathe out, you let go to make space. You let go of things that you're carrying that you can put down now. You can put them away somewhere safe, or you can let them go entirely. But you don't need to carry them around all day long. Breathing into that space you've made, filling up with light and warmth and love and laughter and joy and contentment and gratitude for being who you are. All the amazing things you've done and all the amazing things you're going to do. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, starting to think about moving, keeping your eyes closed, bringing yourself to lie on your right side. Inhaling and exhaling softly. Just noticing how you're feeling. And slowly, when you're ready, coming up to sitting any way that works for you. Bringing your hands to heart center, to Anjali Mudra. Lifting the crown of your head up towards the ceiling, long and strong. Pressing your hands firmly in towards each other. Feeling that tension across your arms, across your shoulders, into your chest. And then relaxing, taking a deep inhale. As you exhale, dropping your chin to your chest. Slowly and softly opening your eyes, gazing at your fingertips. Feeling that lovely connection, mind, body, spirit, heart, soul. Inhaling to come up. And thank you. Enjoy your wonderful day doing whatever it is that you're doing. And I hope you're feeling very connected